hello. ঢুকে গেছে অলরেডি, দেখো ঢুকছে। হ্যাঁ ঢুকছে, দেখো হচ্ছে। হ্যাঁ এখন হয়নি, এখন হয়েছে কিনা দেখো, তাহলে সমস্যা নেই। হ্যাঁ ল্যাপটপ থেকে শেয়ার করছি। এখন কি নিচে ছবি নিচে নাকি? আমার ছবি নাই? আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি না তো, বুঝলাম না। ও আচ্ছা দেখছি, তাহলে আমি আবার কি অফ করে অন করবো এরকম? হুম, অ্যাপ থেকে আবার শেয়ার করবো না? সব ঠিক আছে তো, দেখছি সব ঠিক আছে না? হ্যাঁ ট্যাব থেকে শেয়ার করছি, ট্যাব থেকে শেয়ার করছি আমি। So thank you very much, Imam Mehdi, then Afsana Jahan. Actually, today I have taken some new steps to come to you through Facebook Direct. As a result, I have to spend a while as a part of my preparation to use the new device. And you know, I am not very much expert in using this device. That means all the uh, softwares that we are using to come to you with our lessons. Anyway, that is not the point. The point is that from today you are getting my perhaps all the classes of all the teachers online from the Facebook direct, I think it may bring some more benefit to you. Anyway, I have taken some extra steps to come to you, along with screen sharing. Except screen sharing, I think it will be difficult for me to be clear before you with my lessons, because I have to write or I have to present a lot of things before you to make understand my class. And you see, today I have made my preparations on modal verbs. And as you can watch on your screen, the banners, features and use of modal verbs. The banners say these features and use of modal verbs. I have prepared this lesson for you, and I must tell you that modals, the verbs outside the regular verbs, are very much important to know, especially for conversation. Modal verbs are very much important for conversation. Anyway, I don't see at this moment anyone present with me. If you write in your comment box about the standard, or is there any problem in catching my class? Do you face any problem? I am asking Afsana Jahan, or anyone who is now present in the class at this moment. Please write comments if you have any problem, hearing me, especially hearing me, or can you hear me distinctly? Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly? Please write in your comment box. Can you hear me clearly? So Rufiul Azim, thank you very much. You say that you don't have any problem. Yes, sir. Arpita Sarkar. I don't know the meaning of yes, sir. Why are you saying so? Yes, sir. Can you have any problem in hearing me clearly, Arpita Sarkar? Anyway, now I am entering into my class because I don't have to spend much time on giving you much more instructions. I'm going to my own content page. And dear students, you see on the screen the caption given on the top of the page, modal verbs. And as you know, there are as many as 9 modal verbs: can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, will, would. And you know, these verbs cannot be changed. We cannot add anything to these modal verbs in order to make new tenses, make new modes. For example, we use go, goes. I go, but he goes. We go, but it goes. So we can add es or s to go, but we cannot add any word or any letter like yes or yes with or to can, could, may, might, etc. This is why we cannot sense, not subject to any sense. Modal verbs are not subject to any sense. We cannot sense modal verbs in any way. Like other verbs, like other regular verbs, go, come, think, etc. Modal verbs add ideas like possibility, uncertainty, or obligation to another verb. It means that we have to use modal verbs with other regular verbs. Then these modal verbs along with the regular verbs expresses possibility, uncertainty, or obligation. And I will give you examples later on. These are the features. These are the features of modal verbs. Number C, followed by an infinitive without to. Modal verbs don't take any to before it or after it. You see, we don't say, I shall to go. He will to come. No, he will come. But never he will to come. Never they will to go. It is they will go. So followed by an infinitive, followed by an infinitive without to. There is no any to. Modal verbs can't be used in different times or tenses. We cannot use modal verbs to express different times or tenses, just like the regular verbs. We say he went there yesterday. He goes there every week. So this is how we change regular verbs to make different tenses. But we cannot make any changes in the modal verbs to make different tenses. Like, I will go there. It's future tense using will. But we cannot say he will went there. He will have gone there. He will went there. Or they will thought it. We cannot say so. This is how modal verbs can't be used in different times or tenses. Modal verbs can't have past, perfect, or future tenses like regular verbs. That means actually we change regular verbs in order to make different tenses. We never change modal verbs. Modal verbs cannot be changed anyway. Modal verbs can be used as auxiliary verbs. And there is a list of auxiliary verbs. Do, does, am, is, are, was, were, have, has, etc. These are the auxiliary verbs. That means we can use modal verbs just like an auxiliary verb. Yes. For example, do you like to go there? Will you like to go there? No. Will you go there? Do you go there? Does she come here? Will she come here? So we can make questions just like the auxiliary verb using the modals. Modal verbs are used to express obligation, give advice, talk about possibility and probability, ask for permission, and more. This is to some extent a repetition. I am sorry. We can cut it off. We don't need it because we already mentioned it. Anyway, Part 2. Fundamental meanings of 9 modal verbs. Actually, there are specific meanings of every modal verb. Asking permission. We use modal verbs to ask permission. Can I ask something? Can I ask something? We have used in the sentence can to ask permission. Example B, expressing impossibility or possibility. I might ask for a transfer to the Singapore office. You see here, I might ask. It's a possibility, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I will do it, but it may be possible in course of time. It may happen. I might ask for a transfer to the Singapore office. Number C, giving advice or suggestions. That means we use modal verbs to use to give advice or to give suggestions. You should try. It's a suggestion. It's a advice. It's advice. You should try. Expressing uncertainty or certainty. I'm sure they will agree. You see, they will agree. I'm sure they will agree. I'm sure they will agree. And now, please, you see, expressing uncertainty or certainty, I'm sure they will agree. Expressing probability or improbability, so they should say yes. They should say yes. It may happen. This is probability. This is probability. Number F, expressing willingness or refusal. In case of refuse or refusal, or willingness or unwillingness, they wouldn't let her. They wouldn't let her. That means they will refuse. Making a request or offer. Would you write a reference to me? Reference for me? Would you write a reference for me? Just using would. It's a request. Would you write? Would you please write? Yes, we can also say, would you please write a reference for me? Expressing obligation. That means one cannot but do it. There is no one more thing you must do before you apply. There is no one more thing you must do before you apply. Before you apply. Expressing ability or inability. I can put you in contact if you need. I can put you in contact if you need. Part 3, multiple meanings of modal verbs. That means I have said here that as we know, there are 9 modal verbs, and in this portion, I have shown 9 meanings. That means 9 features or 9 characteristics or 9 uses of the 9 modal verbs. But actually, a modal verb can be used in many ways, in different ways. That is why I have said multiple meanings of modal verbs. Can, the modal verb can can be used in the following 6 ways. Anyway, can usually indicates general possibilities for many people in many places and at many times. That means when we say or tell anything about many people, or the action that we tell or mention take place in many places, or when we mention something that takes place at many times, this is called general possibilities. Anyway, you just try to understand the example. It can be very wet and cold in spring here. It can be very cold, wet and cold in spring. This is general. This wet and cold actually takes place in spring, but not for any particular person, but for many people. That is why it's a general possibility. He can be he can be very difficult to deal with when he is in bad mood. He can be very difficult to deal with when he is in bad temper. You see, this is specific. This is not general, because when he is bad, when he is in bad mood, it's quite specific. So this is not general, specific possibilities. This is a specific possibility. Moving countries can be stressful experiences. Moving countries, you see here, this is general possibility, because this sentence does not say anything about specific situation, specific group of people. Moving countries can be a stressful experience. This is a general possibility. Number D. Can you look at something for me? Can you look at something for me? It's a request. It's a request. And in every sentence we have used can. That is why multiple meanings of modal verbs. And here we have taken can into consideration. There are as many as you see here, 9 sentences using can as modal verb. I can't do anything for a while. Inability. This is inability. This is I'm not able to do anything for a while. That is why I can't do anything for a while. This is inability. Older laptops can get like that something. This is general possibility, because older laptops all. This is possibility, but general possibility. But here you see, he can be very difficult. This is specific possibility. This is general possibility. I'm sorry, this is request. This is inability. This is general possibility. And number G, you see, it can't be virus, certainty. It can't be, this is not possibility. This is certainty. I'm certain that, I'm sure that it can't be virus. Can I take it for an hour or so? Permission. We have used here can to seek permission. Can I help you with anything? Offer. Can I help you with anything? So you see here that just using a single modal verb can, we can make a number of sentences of many and different targets. We have seen that some sentences expresses permission, some sentences express request, Someone's express inability, someone's express possibility, someone expresses certainty, and someone's expresses offers. So you see, I think you have got the point from this discussion that a single modal verb can be used in different ways or with different meanings. That is why multiple meanings of modal verbs. And now you see how we can use may, might, and could in different ways. May, might, could, these three modal verbs can be used to express possibilities in different present or in the present or in the future. May, might, could, these three modal verbs can be used to express possibilities in the present or in the future. That means the same modal verbs can be used in both present and future situations. These modals usually express a specific possibility. That means when we use may, might, or could, we very often and usually express specific possibilities, not general possibilities. Example, present possibilities, you see, there is no difference between may, might, and could here. That means when we express or when we want to express present possibilities, we can use may, might, and could in the same way. You see here, they could be brothers. They look so alike. They could be brothers. They look so alike. That means the brothers actually look almost same. That is why they could be brothers. So we can use all these three models in this place. They might be brothers. They may be brothers. They could be brothers. No problem. B number. Where are my keys? They might still be in the car. The same way, we can also use they could still be in the car. They may still be in the car. No difference in meaning. It's raining here, but it may be sunny there. It could be sunny there. It might be sunny there. No problem. The meaning is same. Future possibilities, you see. By this time, we have discussed present possibilities. Now we are going to future possibilities. It could cost more than. I'm sorry. It could cost more than you expect. It could cost more than you expect. That means the cost is more than expectation. So it could cost more than you expect. You might miss the train unless you leave now. I may be around 5 minutes late. And also you can exchange, you can use all the models. That means it cost, it could cost, it might cost, it may cost. No problem. Now, modal verbs can be used in the same way. People will understand time from the context. It's very important. Actually, it is not sure that any particular modal verb is supposed to express a single and same time all the time. Actually, we have to understand the time and the tense, especially time from the context. You see here, examples. She might be there already. She might be there already. That means he is already gone there. She has already gone there. It's present situation. She might be there already. It's present situation, but she might be there tomorrow. So you see, it's future. That means modal verbs is the same, but indicating different time. How? From the context. Because in the first sentence we have used already, and in the second sentence we have used tomorrow. Already indicates present, tomorrow indicates future. So the context tells us. Now, there is another very important issue to tell you. Negative possibilities are made by may or might, but never by could. That means we can say may not, might not, but we cannot say could not. When we try to express possibility, that means we say it might rain, it may rain, but we should not say, we can't say it could not rain. Okay? In both cases, both may or might can be used to express the same meaning. You see here, they might not be ready. They may not be able to help you. But we could not say, we cannot say they could not be ready. They could not be able to help you. We can't say so. Now, you try to understand another very important aspect. Same modals in different contexts. To understand a modal verb in a sentence, you need to understand the context. So context is very important. The meaning of a modal verb can be completely different in different contexts. The different meanings of a modal verb are unconnected. I've already discussed all these things in all the examples. That means there are three features, characteristics of the modal verbs. Context is very important. Sorry. So now the example. It must be late. It's dark outside. Certainty. You have to understand from the context. It must be late. It's possibility. And certainty. It's sure. But you must read this article. It's so interesting. Strong advice. Employees must keep a record of all expenses. Obligation. Because employees are bound to keep record of the expenses. So it's an obligation. That means in this sentence, the must is used to indicate certainty. And in the second sentence, must is used to indicate advice. And in the third sentence, must is used to indicate obligation. That means from the context, you see, must is used all the three sentences, but from the context to understand the features of the modal verbs. The first sentence expresses certainty. The second sentence expresses a strong advice. And the third sentence expresses obligation. And it's very interesting to know about these things. There is also semi-modal verbs, and there are 6 semi-modal verbs. It's very important, very interesting to know. But what are those 6 semi-modal verbs? Supposed to, ought to, have to, had better, going to, and be able to. These 6 are semi-modal verbs. And we very often use these in our especially in our spoken English, in our conversation. What time are we supposed to be there? What time are we supposed to be there? That means when we are going to there, when we may go, when we may, when we may, when we might go there or may go there. What is the time? What is the time when we may go there? What time are we supposed to be there? We are supposed to be there at 10. Here, many people think that it is possible. Many people think that it's possible. So this is possibility. This is general possibility, not specific. We're supposed to be there at 10. Here, many people think that it is possible. But if we say, he will be there at 10, we will be there at 10, or we are going to be there, we are going there at 10, then it might be specific possibility. Number C, then, I think, but I think. Then, I think, but I think we ought to aim to arrive at least 15 minutes before. Try to understand the sentence. Then I think, but I think we ought to aim. We ought to aim to arrive at least 15 minutes before. We ought to or we should. Actually, same meaning. Number D. So, that means we have to leave at what? 9? Number E. We had better leave earlier, I think. There's a metro strike tomorrow, so the traffic will be terrible. But better leave earlier. We should leave earlier. Meaning same. Are you going to drive or take a taxi? Are you going to drive or take a taxi? I'm not sure we will be able to find a taxi, so I think driving is best. So these are the 6 semi-modal verbs. And please try to understand the semi-modal verbs and try to keep them all the verbs in your mind so that you can use them in your conversation and in your writing as well when you need to. Sometimes modals are semi-modal and semi-modals have the same meaning. Very interesting. Sometimes modals and semi-modals have the same meaning. Example. It will rain this afternoon. It will rain this afternoon. It's going to rain this afternoon. Yes, the same meaning. Specific possibility. Specific certainty, not possibility. It's certainty. It will rain this afternoon. But it might be said in another way. It may rain this afternoon. It might rain this afternoon. It could rain this afternoon. So there, if we say it so, it might be possibilities. But now it is certainty. It will rain this afternoon. It's quite certain that there will be rain this afternoon. So now I have completed my discussion today. And now there is an exercise for you, and you please try to solve the problems. It dash be very hot tomorrow. It's a general possibility. B number. It dash may be hot in July in the south. So it's specific because in July specific In the South, specific. The first one is general, and the second one is specific. Number C, she dash quite angry when people don't listen to her. So it's specific. Number D, she dash be quite angry when she finds out. Anyway, you try to understand and try to solve the problems at home. So thank you very much. Until next class. Okay. Uh, Please be safe at home. And if it is not essential to go out, please stay home safe. Thank you very much.